All right, so I am Dallin Bigler, and I did my blog on food and restaurants in particular. I called it Hungry in Utah. So this is my blog presentation. I'll go through a few things. Our first thing is the objectives. With the blog, we really kind of want to just to help answer the question, where do you want to eat? Um, there's a lot of options, and sometimes it can get kind of hard just to narrow down somewhere. Maybe you're in a new area and don't necessarily know what's around you. So Hungry in Utah is kind of that one-stop shop where you can go and just see a list and see some reviews, hear about some experiences, and help you decide where you want to eat. So we go through, and with our different blog posts, we post, different scores based on how the restaurant's set up, their food, the atmosphere, the environment, the location. We kind of take into account a lot of different things just to try and get the most detailed list that we can to help you make a decision. As far as the market goes, there are a lot of food blogs in Utah. Um, Not very many of them focus on restaurants, though. There's a few that do have a pretty decent following. One that sticks out is called Utah Grubs. They've been around for a little while, and they mostly focus on new restaurants, and they're kind of just a platform for those restaurants um, to promote their openings and just to get some traffic there. So they travel a little bit as well, so it's not specific to Utah. And there's a few others who kind of follow that same pattern where a lot of it's mostly just food travel, but they're based out of Utah, so it's kind of Utah based. But even though there are a few competitors, that's not necessarily an issue, especially when it comes to reviews. Lots of people, go to different sources to kind of average out reviews, good reviews and bad reviews, and see what truth is. So, um, it's not really an issue that there's multiple food blogs here in Utah. Hopefully, ours is specific and unique enough that it stands out, though, and when it comes for food research. So here is a little graph that shows kind of where we position ourselves with the competition. You can see Hungry in Utah in the top right. So highly food based, highly review based. Just trying to find a balance between that. Utah Grubs, you can see that along the food travel line, and more toward the sponsored side of things. And then Utah Foodie, they're smaller for sure, and they focus, a little more towards travel. And then Female Foodie definitely is a lot more travel, just based out of Utah. So you can see the breakdown down there at the bottom that shows Instagram followers, average likes, things like that. So Utah Grubs is definitely the main one, and I think that we're similar but different enough from them that we'll be able to compete fairly well here. So as far as our marketing strategy goes, this is kind of a breakdown of some posts that we have planned. Breaking down different lists, even areas, getting them down even more specific, to cities and maybe even the side of town you're on. So that's kind of our plan there. And then really the main focus is we just want to make sure that we're focusing on the important KPIs, those key performance indicators. Likes don't matter as much necessarily for what we're focusing on, as far as reviews go, but we want a lot of followers. We want a lot of click throughs. That shows that they're, going to the links that we post, and we want a lot of comments. Since we are um, since we're focusing a lot on reviews, we want people to add their reviews to ours, and just basically curate a big list of reviews on different places and get other people's ideas and opinions. So we do have an Instagram account. It's still starting. We only have a few posts there, but hopefully by promoting that a little more, that in turn will promote the blog, and people kind of turn to both to, really narrow down their decisions and help them decide where they want to eat. So we hope to post often and stay relevant and kind of get our credibility up. So now I'll go over to the actual blog. This is the homepage for Hungry in Utah. You can see here our header helping you answer the question, what do you want to eat? Over here on our sidebar, we've got a link to our Instagram posts. This is, constantly updated. It's a live feed there, so whenever we post something new on Instagram, it'll pop up here. We have our social widgets down here as well with Twitter and Instagram, and then a little navigation bar so you can get to wherever you need to on the page just from that sidebar there. So over here, as you keep scrolling down, you'll have a little feed of our more recent posts, and then keep going down. You have a subscribe button there, and hopefully that gets clicked often. A couple of these pages up here, we'll start by going to the food by location page. This is broken down into 3 main areas that someone could find themselves in, especially at UVU. So Provo Orem, Lehigh American Fork, and then Linden Pleasant Grove. So these aren't all the restaurants in that area, obviously, but they're some of the favorites that we've found, and yeah, just basically safe choices that you might not know of. So that is the food by location. If we go to the blog feed, this is a feed of all our posts. This is our first list, top 5 dinner spots in Utah. Breaks down our favorites there. My how-to video, I'll go into that last and show you a little clip of that. Thanksgiving at Little America. This is one about just a narrative about Thanksgiving at Little America. Favorite fast food restaurants, another list that shows a few of our favorites there. Chicken fight, that was a narrative I did about Chick-fil-A and Popeyes and some Twitter beef that was going on. And then lessons from the office. This was just another multimedia post, kind of bring some humor into it, I guess, and just share our love of food. So there's that. Let's go to the Yelp video real quick. I'll just play the first little bit for you. So there is that. And then this next page, our FAQ. These are just some questions that could come up to our readers. So quick resource there if they do have anything pressing. So over here to site stats, this shows kind of our engagement, I guess. Today you can see we have 5 views. Our best ever is 23 views, and all time we're at 141. So growing, but definitely room for improvement. Down here, 6 posts total, 1 category. We've got 2 followers, pretty neat. And then, yeah, so this is gonna kind of be this is where we're gonna direct a lot of our attention just to see where we can improve on, what we're doing well, how many people are actually trusting us with their decisions. So that's Hungry in Utah. Hopefully we can, gain more credibility and really grow and get the word out about what we do and be helpful to a lot of people. So thanks for watching. Hope that helps.